The night sky over Tel Aviv, once alive with city lights and the hum of daily life, now glows with the threat of conflict. The city's familiar skyline, usually a symbol of energy and innovation, is shrouded in uncertainty. Each flicker of light is a reminder of the tension that hangs over the city, as if the very air is charged with anxiety and anticipation. Sirens wail, echoing through empty streets as families rush for shelter. This is Israel's new reality. The sound of alarms has become a part of daily life, forcing parents to gather their children and seek safety at a moment's notice. For many, the fear is constant, and the uncertainty of what each night will bring weighs heavily on every household. The war with Iran isn't distant, it's in every home, every business, every corner of the economy. Shops that once bustled with customers now stand deserted, their shutters pulled tight. Business owners watch the news with anxious eyes, wondering if their livelihoods will survive another day. The conflict has seeped into the fabric of daily life, touching everyone, everywhere. The tension is constant, felt in anxious glances and hushed conversations. In cafes and on street corners, people speak in low voices, sharing updates and rumors, trying to make sense of a world turned upside down. The sense of community is strong, but so is the fear that tomorrow could bring even greater challenges. This is more than a military struggle. It's an economic siege testing Israel's resilience. The presence of soldiers and barricades in the heart of the financial district is a stark reminder that the battle is being fought on multiple fronts. Banks and businesses operate under constant threat, adapting to a reality where security is as important as profit. Every rocket, every threat, chips away at decades of economic progress. Infrastructure that took years to build can be damaged in seconds, and the cost of repairs is mounting. For many, the dream of prosperity is now overshadowed by the struggle to simply endure. The stakes are higher than ever, with costs measured in more than lives. Hospitals work through the night, treating both physical and emotional wounds. Financial analysts track the markets, watching as uncertainty drives volatility and fear. The true price of conflict is felt in every sector, from healthcare to high finance. Today we look beyond headlines to the numbers, sectors, and human stories behind Israel's economic battle for survival. Economists sift through data, searching for signs of hope amid the turmoil. Tech offices, once filled with innovation and ambition, now sit empty, their future uncertain. Business owners share their struggles, determined to persevere despite the odds. This is a story of resilience and vulnerability, of a nation's future hanging in the balance. In bomb shelters and battered neighborhoods, families find strength in each other. The Israeli spirit endures, even as the challenges grow more daunting. Determination and hope are tested daily, but they remain unbroken. The true cost of this conflict is mounting daily, threatening to reshape Israel's future in ways we're only beginning to grasp. Construction sites stand silent, dreams of growth put on hold. Children witness the scars of war outside their homes, their innocence forever changed. As smoke rises on the horizon, the nation stands at a crossroads, its fate uncertain, its resilience under siege. Every single day, the ongoing conflict drains a staggering $725 million from Israel's economy. This is not a one-time blow, but a relentless daily hemorrhage that impacts every sector of society, from bustling cities to quiet rural towns. This loss isn't just about military spending, it's about lost productivity, shuttered businesses, and broken supply chains. Factories that once buzzed with activity now stand silent, and ports that connected Israel to the world are disrupted, leaving goods stranded and shelves empty. Missile defense systems, mobilized troops, and constant alerts all come at a staggering price. The cost of readiness, fuel, equipment, and manpower adds up quickly, straining resources that could be used elsewhere. When sirens sound, everything stops. Factories halt production, offices close their doors, and commerce grinds to a halt. Daily life is interrupted, and the ripple effects are felt far beyond the immediate danger. Small businesses, the backbone of local communities, face ruin. Thousands of owners and employees share their fate, watching their livelihoods slip away with each passing day. That daily sum, $725 million, could build new schools, hospitals, or highways. It could fund innovation, education, and healthcare. But instead, it's consumed by the urgent demands of war, leaving dreams of progress on hold. The economic siege forces Israel to make impossible choices between defense and public welfare, between immediate security and long-term prosperity. Every shekel spent on war is one less for social programs and future growth. As days turn into weeks, the financial hole only deepens. The longer the conflict drags on, the more difficult recovery becomes, threatening the nation's stability for years to come. The war is fought not just in the skies, but on the nation's balance sheets. Every expenditure, every lost opportunity, is a battle in itself, one that will shape Israel's future long after the fighting ends. Each day's cost is a stark reminder. Survival now comes at the expense of the future. Families feel the strain, wondering how long they can endure, as the nation's resources are stretched to the breaking point. The pressure on the national budget is immense, forcing leaders to make tough, sometimes impossible decisions. Every choice carries consequences for millions of lives. The economic toll is relentless, and the path to recovery grows longer with every passing day. The scars left by this conflict will take years to heal, and the true cost may not be known for generations. Israel's offshore gas fields, Tamar and Leviathan, once symbols of energy independence, are now prime targets. These fields power the nation and fuel exports, but their vulnerability is a strategic weakness. Threats and periodic shutdowns force Israel to rely on costly, polluting fuels, driving up energy prices. Investor confidence is shaken, and future energy projects look riskier than ever. Industries dependent on stable energy face rising costs, making Israeli goods less competitive. The dream of becoming a regional energy hub is now in jeopardy. Protecting these assets is a high-stakes gamble, with security and economic stability on the line. The flow of gas, and the nation's economic lifeblood, has never been more precarious. Across Israel, fields go unharvested, their crops ripening and then withering away, as there simply aren't enough hands to bring in the bounty. The land, once bustling with activity, now lies eerily quiet. Construction sites, once alive with the sounds of progress, now stand silent and deserted. The hum of machinery has faded, replaced by the stillness of halted dreams. The mobilization of 300,000 reservists has emptied the workforce almost overnight, as men and women from all walks of life are called to serve, leaving behind their jobs and businesses. Skilled hands have been pulled from every sector: factories, shops, offices, and farms, creating a ripple effect that touches every corner of the economy. Border closures have cut off the flow of foreign and Palestinian labor, halting key industries that rely on these workers for everything from construction to agriculture and manufacturing. Construction delays are worsening the housing crisis, with unfinished buildings dotting the skyline and families struggling to find affordable homes as prices soar. In agriculture, crops rot in the fields, threatening not only food security but also the livelihoods of farmers who depend on each harvest to survive. Volunteers have stepped in, trying to fill the gap, but they can't replace the skilled workers who are now on the front lines or locked out by border closures. The learning curve is steep, and the scale of the need is overwhelming. The labor shortage exposes a deep vulnerability in Israel's economy, a reliance on people whose absence can bring entire industries to a standstill. Office chairs sit empty, tools are left abandoned, and the sense of uncertainty grows as businesses struggle to adapt. Silent cranes and empty fields are stark symbols of an economy grinding to a halt, with progress paused and futures put on hold. This crisis can't be solved by technology or force alone. It needs people, skilled, dedicated workers who are the backbone of every industry. Until the workforce returns, these vital sectors will continue to suffer, and the damage will deepen with each passing day. The drag on the economy is severe, touching every Israeli household. Families feel the pinch at the grocery store, in the housing market, and in their daily routines. The war's impact is felt not just in battle, but in the empty streets, the closed businesses, and the uncertainty that shadows daily life. The true cost is seen in the empty spaces of daily life: playgrounds without children, markets without shoppers, and a nation waiting for normalcy to return. Jerusalem's old city, once alive with tourists, is now eerily quiet. The war has devastated Israel's tourism industry, flights canceled, travel warnings issued, and visitors gone. Hotels and restaurants face closure, and hundreds of thousands of jobs have vanished. Small businesses, especially family-run shops, are hit hardest. The collapse of tourism is more than lost revenue. It's a blow to national morale and international image. Empty hotels and deserted sites reinforce a sense of isolation and siege. Recovery will be slow, requiring peace and a massive effort to restore confidence. Every siren and headline pushes recovery further away. For now, the industry is in hibernation, waiting for a distant dawn. The silence in tourist centers is a stark testament to the war's economic devastation. The loss is felt in every corner of the country, from city streets to rural guest houses. Israel's high-tech sector, Silicon Valley, has long powered the nation's economy. Now, war threatens its foundation. Top engineers and entrepreneurs, many serving as reservists, have left a talent vacuum. Startups stall, projects are delayed, and global competition doesn't wait. Foreign investment is drying up as instability scares off venture capital. The capital freeze starves startups and forces larger companies to scale back. The sector's reputation as a stable, innovative oasis is under threat. If conflict drags on, the damage could be lasting. Lost talent, lost capital, lost opportunities. The future of Israel's economic crown jewel depends on a return to stability. The world is watching to see if innovation can survive under siege. The stakes for Israel's tech-driven future have never been higher. War spending soars while tax revenues fall, forcing Israel to borrow heavily. National debt is rising fast, threatening future budgets for health, education, and infrastructure. Credit rating agencies are watching closely. A downgrade would make borrowing even more expensive. Higher interest rates would ripple through the economy, stifling investment and raising costs for everyone. The shekel could weaken, driving up prices and fueling inflation. Economic uncertainty undermines confidence, making businesses and families hesitant to invest or spend. This toxic mix of debt, downgrades, and inflation could trigger a deeper recession. The financial storm is a direct consequence of war, with effects that could last a generation. The nation's economic future now hangs in the balance, threatened by forces beyond the battlefield. Behind the numbers lies the human cost of war. Cafe owners lay off staff, families lose income, and dreams of homeownership slip away. Rising prices and shortages strain every household. Reservists' families face both fear and financial hardship. Businesses struggle with lost workers and broken supply chains. The entrepreneurial spirit is tested, replaced by a fight for survival. Every closure means lost jobs and lost futures. The conflict steals from the future to pay for the present, stretching civil society to its limits. The deepest cost is human, felt in every home, every business, and every lost opportunity. Israel stands at a crossroads: continued conflict or a path to peace. Prolonged war means mounting debt, chronic labor shortages, and lasting damage to key industries. The risk Israel becomes a garrison state, focused on survival over growth. The alternative is de-escalation and diplomacy, allowing recovery to begin. A truce would bring reservists home, revive industries, and restore investor confidence. Israel's resilience is proven, but recovery depends on stability. The fundamentals remain strong, but the margin for error is shrinking. The future hinges on choices made now, between perpetual crisis and a return to prosperity. The world watches as Israel decides what kind of nation it will be. The hope for a future free from war's shadow endures, even as the cost of conflict grows.